Today, journey with us back to 7th century Arabia, a time of tribal conflict, shifting alliances, and the rising influence of a new religion, Islam. The birth of Islam, a religion that championed unity, equality, and peace, was a significant event in a land where tribal loyalties ruled and disputes were often settled with the sword. In this era, a man named Muhammad, later known as Prophet Muhammad, was born in the city of Makkah. He was chosen to spread the message of monotheism, and he did so with unwavering resolve, despite facing severe opposition from the Quraysh, the ruling tribe of Makkah. As the tension grew, Prophet Muhammad and his followers were forced to leave their homes in Makkah. This journey, known as the Hijrah, marked the beginning of a new chapter in the Islamic story. They found refuge in the city of Medina, where the Prophet was welcomed as a leader. The peace, however, was short-lived. Tensions between the Muslims and the Quraysh continued to escalate, leading to the signing of the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, a 10-year peace agreement between the Muslims and their opponents. However, the Quraysh violated the treaty by attacking an ally of the Muslims. This breach of agreement was the turning point that led Prophet Muhammad to make a decision that would change the course of history. Driven by the need to uphold justice, Prophet Muhammad, with a force of 10,000 Muslims, decided to march towards Makkah. This was not a decision taken lightly, but was a response to the violation of a peace agreement. It was a march for justice, for the right to practice their faith freely, and for the sanctity of agreements. Now, with the stage set and tensions high, Prophet Muhammad embarks on a journey that would culminate in the victory of Makkah. In the cold light of dawn, an army of 10,000 Muslims, led by Prophet Muhammad, set forth towards Makkah. A march of great significance, not only in the annals of Islamic history, but also in the broader context of world history. This was no ordinary march. It was a strategic maneuver, carefully planned and brilliantly executed. Prophet Muhammad, a man of wisdom and foresight, understood the importance of allies. He reached out to tribes and clans, turning former foes into friends. The ranks of his army swelled with diverse warriors, united under the banner of Islam, each contributing their unique strengths and skills. The march was not just a physical journey, but a psychological one as well. The Prophet, demonstrating his deep understanding of human nature, kept his plans secret, even from his closest companions. This strategy of secrecy and surprise would be key in achieving his goal. But what was this goal? It was not conquest for the sake of power, nor was it revenge for past wrongs. Prophet Muhammad's intent was to bring the people of Makkah into the fold of Islam without unnecessary bloodshed if possible. His heart was filled with compassion, even towards those who had once persecuted him and his followers. The march was not without its challenges. The scorching desert sun, the vast expanse of sand, and the constant threat of enemy attack would have deterred lesser men. But the Prophet, with his unwavering faith and his firm resolve, led his men forward with an indomitable spirit. As the days turned into nights and back into days, the army continued its relentless march. And then, finally, after days of arduous travel, the city of Makkah appeared like a mirage on the horizon. The end of the journey was in sight, but the real challenge was just beginning. As the city of Makkah loomed on the horizon, the time for confrontation was drawing near. Without resistance, the Muslim army entered Makkah, their city of origin, their home. The city of Makkah, the cradle of Islamic civilization, had been a dream and a memory for many of the Muslims who had been forced to flee it years earlier. Now, they were back, not as refugees, but as conquerors. Their triumphant return was marked not by the clash of swords and the cries of war, but by an overwhelming silence. The city's inhabitants, awestruck by the sheer size and discipline of the Muslim force, offered no resistance. It was a victory won without a single drop of blood being spilled. The Muslim army, 10,000 strong, marched into the city. They moved with purpose, their faces stern yet calm, their hearts filled with the joy of returning home. Every step they took echoed with the promise of a new beginning, a new era of peace and prosperity for Makkah. Among the key figures who played a crucial role in the peaceful surrender of the city was Abu Sufyan, once a bitter enemy of Islam, now a convert. His acceptance of the Prophet's message had been instrumental in preventing a potentially bloody conflict. His influence helped pave the way for the peaceful entry of the Muslims into Makkah. Abu Sufyan stood in the middle of the city, watching the Muslim army march in. He had been a leader, a warrior, and now he was a witness to the dawn of a new era. His heart swelled with a complex mix of emotions: regret for his past actions, awe at the sight before him, and hope for what the future held. The Muslims had come home. They had returned to Makkah, not to seek revenge, but to reclaim their city, their heritage. It was a moment of triumph, not just for them, but for the ideals they held dear: peace, justice, and unity. With Makkah now under Muslim control, it was time for the Prophet's magnanimous acts to take center stage. In a remarkable display of mercy and forgiveness, Prophet Muhammad granted amnesty to all. This moment was a turning point, a monumental declaration that echoed through the streets of Makkah, reaching the hearts of its inhabitants. Prophet Muhammad's actions were a testament to his character, embodying the essence of Islam, a religion of peace and forgiveness. Despite years of persecution and hardship, he did not seek vengeance. Instead, he chose the path of compassion, extending his forgiveness even to those who had once sought to harm him and his followers. Consider this: the Prophet's own life had been under threat, his followers tortured, and his message ridiculed. Yet, upon entering Makkah victoriously, his first act was not of retribution, but of pardon. It was a moment that exemplified the profound depth of his mercy. This act of forgiveness was not limited to individuals, but was a general amnesty for all Makkans. It was an act that sought not just to heal the wounds of the past, but to build bridges for the future. It was a gesture that transcended personal grievances, aiming to foster unity, understanding, and peace. Among those forgiven was Wahshi, the man responsible for the death of the Prophet's beloved uncle, Hamza. The Prophet's forgiveness of Wahshi speaks volumes about his magnanimity. It wasn't just about forgiving past wrongs. It was about creating an environment where old foes could become allies, where past enemies could work together for a common future. The Prophet's acts of forgiveness were transformative. They softened hearts hardened by years of conflict and opened the way for many Makkans to embrace Islam. His actions demonstrated that power does not lie in retaliation, but in mercy and forgiveness. The Prophet's acts of forgiveness not only won hearts but also marked a new beginning for Makkah. The city, once a bastion of resistance to his message, became the heart of the Islamic world, a transformation made possible by the power of forgiveness. The victory of Makkah signified a turning point in the history of Islam, a singular moment that redefined the narrative of an entire faith. It was more than just a military triumph. The aftermath of this victory was transformative, its echoes resonating through the annals of time. In the immediate aftermath, the Kaaba, the heart of Makkah, saw a monumental shift. For centuries, this sacred sanctuary had been home to numerous idols, symbols of polytheism that contradicted the monotheistic principles of Islam. In a symbolic act of purging, these idols were systematically destroyed, marking an end to the era of polytheism in the city. But the victory of Makkah was not merely about destruction. It was about the establishment of a new order, one based on the fundamental tenet of Islam, the belief in one God. Makkah was transformed into a center of monotheism, a beacon of Islamic faith that drew believers from far and wide. This victory was a catalyst, a spark that ignited the rapid expansion of Islam. With Makkah under Islamic rule, the faith began to spread like wildfire, reaching across the Arabian Peninsula and beyond. The victory of Makkah was not a conclusion, but rather a grand beginning, a launching pad for the propagation of Islam. The legacy of this victory is vast and enduring. It's a testament to strategic leadership as Prophet Muhammad and his followers navigated complex political and military challenges to achieve their goal. It's a testament to mercy, as they chose forgiveness over vengeance, setting a precedent for future generations. But perhaps most importantly, it's a testament to the enduring power of faith. The victory of Makkah serves as a reminder that faith, when deeply rooted, can overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles, shaping the course of history. And so, the victory of Makkah remains a pivotal moment in history, an epitome of strategic leadership, mercy, and the enduring power of faith.